sleep is vulnerability. For many animals, falling asleep means losing awareness of the world around them. For some, it's a luxury they simply cannot afford. But high above the mountains lives a bird that has solved this problem in an extraordinary way. The Alpine swift can spend up to 6 months in the air without landing even once. It eats, migrates, and even sleeps while flying. Instead of shutting down completely, the bird sleeps with only half of its brain at a time. While one hemisphere rests, the other remains awake, controlling flight and navigation. This ability is called unihemispheric sleep. It allows the swift to glide through powerful air currents, adjust its wings, and hunt insects in the open sky, all while resting. The bird never needs to land to recover. In a world where most birds must stop to regain their strength, the Alpine swift has evolved a different solution. It has turned sleep from a moment of weakness into a powerful advantage for survival. The brown snail can sleep for up to 3 years when the environment becomes too dry. When drought arrives and the soil loses its moisture, survival becomes difficult for such a small creature. Without water, the snail's body would quickly dry out. To survive these harsh conditions, the snail seals the opening of its shell with a protective layer of mucus. This barrier locks in moisture and shields the animal from the dry air outside. Then the snail enters a deep dormant state known as estivation. Inside the shell, its metabolism slows dramatically. Energy is used extremely slowly, allowing the snail to survive for long periods without food or water. In this quiet state, time seems to almost stop. Months or even years can pass before the environment becomes safe again. When rain finally returns and the ground becomes moist, the snail awakens. The seal breaks, movement slowly returns, and life continues. For the brown snail, sleep is more than rest. It is a way to pause life itself until the world becomes livable again. Dolphins sleep with one eye open. In the open ocean, falling fully asleep would be extremely dangerous. Unlike humans, dolphins must consciously rise to the surface to breathe. If they lost awareness completely, they could drown. There is also another constant threat in the ocean: predators. To solve this problem, dolphins evolved an extraordinary adaptation known as unihemispheric sleep. Instead of shutting down the entire brain, only one half rests at a time. While one hemisphere sleeps, the other remains awake and in control. This active half of the brain continues guiding movement through the water, monitoring the surroundings, and making sure the dolphin surfaces regularly for air. The dolphin often keeps one eye open while the other stays closed, allowing it to remain alert even while resting. After some time, the roles switch. The resting half wakes up and the other side goes to sleep. Through this remarkable cycle, dolphins are able to rest without ever becoming completely unconscious. In the ocean, sleep and awareness must exist at the same time. Walruses can stay awake for more than 80 hours during long migrations. In the Arctic Ocean, survival often depends on timing, distance, and constantly changing ice. During long journeys across the freezing waters, walruses may travel for days without proper rest. They swim through cold seas, searching for safe ice and feeding grounds. Only after these exhausting movements do they finally stop to sleep. But even then, their rest can happen almost anywhere. A walrus might fall asleep while floating in the water, resting on drifting sea ice or lying along a frozen shoreline. Their sleep does not follow a strict biological clock. Instead, it adapts to the unpredictable conditions of the Arctic environment, where ice shifts, storms appear suddenly, and safe resting places are never guaranteed. For the walrus, sleep is not simply a daily routine. It becomes a flexible survival strategy, a tactical pause that allows the animal to recover before continuing its journey through the harsh northern seas. When African rivers dry up, the lungfish does something remarkable. As the water disappears and the riverbed turns into cracked, dry mud, most fish would quickly die. But the lungfish has evolved an extraordinary way to survive these extreme conditions. It buries itself deep in the mud and forms a protective cocoon made from mucus and soil. Inside this natural shell, its body enters a dormant state known as estivation. The fish's metabolism slows almost to a complete stop, conserving energy and protecting the remaining moisture in its body. In this suspended state, the lungfish can survive not for days or weeks, but for years. All the while, it waits patiently for the return of rain. When the rainy season finally arrives and the river fills again, the cocoon softens. The lungfish awakens and begins moving through the water once more. For this ancient species, sleep becomes a bridge between survival and extinction. In nature, sleep is not just rest. For many animals, it is a powerful survival strategy that allows life to continue even in the harshest environments. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more